Losing everything was difficult, but it is what shaped me into the person I am today. Hey guys, I hope you've been keeping positive and motivated. If this is your first time here, I am Thor and I share my experience as part of my Life After Failure series to entertain, encourage and inspire you and people all around the world. Can you take a minute and think of one single moment in time that impacted you so much that it changed the person you are today? For me, this defining moment in time was when we had to leave Bolivia, where we were working with the government on a very promising energy project after its civil unrest broke out and we lost everything that we had worked towards over the past 8 years. I remember when I had the discussion with my father. He came downstairs and offered me a choice. The choice to make was to return to the US, finish my degree and probably follow the system of working a regular 9-to-5 job, or work together to develop what could be some of the most revolutionary pieces of technology the world would have seen in decades. I chose the red pill, with a little bit naivety, thinking it was going to be easy working with my father, as I've been working for him. But let me tell you, working for someone and working with someone is not the same. I was young and ambitious, and there was nothing that I wanted more than influencing change in the world and being part of something meaningful. I was always so close to tears whenever I was talking about the opportunity for Bolivia and its poorest people. That's how emotionally attached I was to the project and its cause. I've always been quite a sensitive guy at heart, I think, but sometimes it takes a lot for me to show it. Anyway, just before civil unrest broke out in Bolivia, we were so close to signing a commercialization agreement, dining with celebrities and having become somehow celebrities ourselves. But from one day to the next, that chapter in our lives ended and we relocated back to the UK with just enough money to pay a deposit and rent for a shitty little house if you compare it to what we were living in before. But this alone wasn't even the hardest part for me. Something that I really struggled with, and please don't judge me, was becoming a stay-at-home dad. The previous 8 years of our marriage, I was the bread earner while my wife Carolina was the primary caregiver to our kids. You see, I wasn't able to find a job, and to be quite honest, I wasn't quite ready to give up on my vision quite yet. So I filled in application after application in the hope to get funding in place somehow. Carolina, on the other hand, was offered a job by a local cosmetic manufacturer. For me, this was a huge challenge mentally. I was already going through depression after having failed in Bolivia. And don't get me wrong, I love my children more than anything. At the time, they were 9 and 7 years old, but I could not compete with their mother. Plaiting their hair, for example. I knew how to do it because once upon a time I had a horse. But I wasn't really good at it. My younger daughter went to school with tears in her eyes because whenever I plaited her hair, there would be always this bump on the top rather than it being flat. I felt like I couldn't do anything right. But very quickly both of our girls figured out how to plait their own hair, and I came to terms with our new circumstances and I embraced it. Today I'm more involved with our kids than ever and I love it. But Carolina was working so hard though that she managed to damage her back permanently. Maybe wearing the highest high heels for years didn't help, but joking aside, 2014 was a really bad year for us. It was the year I actually managed to get funding to continue working on the development of my VTOL aircraft technology with a small team. But 2 or 3 weeks after we got started, my father suddenly passed away, which is something that destroyed me. At the same time, my wife was in and out of hospital, not able to work. Still trying, or actually not trying at all, to process the loss of my father, I made some business decisions that cost us the opportunity of a £20 million investment opportunity, and things quickly spiraled downwards from there. Once again, everything was lost. I was looking after my sick wife, our children, and licking my own wounds. Fast forward to today, 2021, my wife's health is much better now, and she's helping families with their finances through financial education. Our little girls are not so little anymore, and we have 2 more kids now. I love my family, and I love having been and continuing to actively be involved in their lives, seeing them grow a little bit more every single day. Life is always full of transitions, and I've had to learn this through all the tough challenges that we were faced with, but it is those challenges that have shaped me into the person I am today. But despite my father's passing more than 7 years ago now, my wife recently pointed out that I'm developing to becoming a lot like my father. And whilst people have usually said this to insult me, I have embraced it to be one of the biggest compliments. However, I would never want to go back to this unhealthy working from back then that has led to family separation, not seeing my wife and children for months on end, and making my projects and work the only and primary focus. So, who am I in 2021? I may have not answered that. Possibly there's no straightforward answer to who I am. I know I've changed and evolved in a number of areas of my life, but I guess if I had to pin it down of who I am, it would be possibly this, without being in any particular order. I'm Thor, which is short for Torsten. I'm 39 years old, I'm married to my wife Caroline for 18 years, who I love very much. We have 4 wonderful children, and I'm a big dreamer and love creating things. I'm loving life and appreciate it more than ever. I think I have a great deal of faith, but maybe I'm a little bit naive. People may have the impression that I'm arrogant, I can overthink things, I'm loyal and dedicated, I have a great deal of determination and focus. Sometimes my brain goes a million miles per hour, I'm not as flexible as I used to be, and I value time more than ever. However, I have a lot more patience than I used to, and I'm an early riser. I am simply Thor. I'm simply me. I hope you enjoyed this brief story and learned something about me. Producing this and having to reflect, I definitely did, which made it all worth it. Oh, and before I go, I just want to say that I didn't tell you the story to put you off from going after your vision and dreams. I discovered that there was life after failure, and life will throw obstacles along the way, but the skills that I've learned through them, I believe have equipped me with whatever I wish to be doing in the future. Which is a topic for another video. Just you wait and see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As always, I hope you stay positive and motivated, and I shall see you in the next one.